Good afternoon, class. So in line with the asynchronous class, we are going to have this topic of distance of 2 points in a Cartesian plane, horizontal and vertical distance only. Again, we are going to just focus on distance between 2 points that are aligned horizontally or vertically because the diagonal distance is reserved after a certain prerequisite topic was discussed. So before anything else, let us have a quick review on operations of integers. 6 minus negative 5. If you said 11, then you're right. 7 minus 15. If you said negative 8, then that's perfect. 16 minus 11. If your answer was 5, then you got it. Negative 7 minus 13. Negative 20 is the answer. 14 minus negative 13. Great job if you got 27. 12 minus 13. If your answer is negative 1, then that's correct. Now, let us continue with our review on identifying points on the Cartesian plane. Here we have points represented by each animal lost in the jungle map. And I want you to give the coordinates of each animal. Let's start with the zebra. The zebra is at negative 3, 3. How about the elephant? It is at negative 5, 5. How about the giraffe? It's at 1, 3. Great job. How about the lion? The female lion is at negative 5, negative 2. How about the cheetah? The cheetah is at 5, negative 2. How about the male lion? The male lion is at negative 3, negative 7. How about the snake? The snake is at 1, negative 7. Lastly, the monkey. The monkey is at 5, 5. Now, which animals on the map can be connected by horizontal line segments? If one that you found is the elephant and the monkey, then that's one. Can you find another? Another pair is the zebra and the giraffe. Can you find a third one? A third pair is the female lion and the cheetah. And lastly, the male lion and the snake. How about the ones that can be connected through a vertical line segment? The elephant and the female lion. The zebra and the male lion. The giraffe and the snake. And lastly, the monkey and the cheetah. Now, we are going to talk about distance of 2 points in a Cartesian plane. When we see the word distance, we already know what it means, but sometimes the word distance itself will be replaced by synonymous words. So what synonymous words can we associate with the word distance? Length, space, aloofness, gap, stretch, extent, span, interval, range. So based on the use or context of a certain passage, all these words can also mean distance. Distance, the numbers that tells how far apart two things are from each other. The distance between 2 points is the length of the line segment that connects the two given points. Distance can never be negative. Therefore, we take the absolute value while finding the distance between two given points. Let me just re-emphasize that there is no negative distance, regardless of if it's going to the right or it's going to the left. So long as we're talking about distance, it's always positive because we are still talking about how far apart they are. And you cannot say that something is negatively far apart from another. So it's always positive. Distance can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. But on this set of slides, we are just going to focus on horizontal and vertical distance. Let's find the horizontal distance of the following animals. Let's start with the elephant and the monkey. How far apart are they? Let's start with just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they are 10 units apart. By the way, please be reminded that the actual location of the first object, or if it's just a point, the first point is not going to be counted because we are counting the steps. So we will start counting from the first step until we make the last step. Let's have the next one. Zebra to giraffe. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. How about the female lion to the cheetah? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units apart. And now for the male lion to the snake, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So they are 4 units apart. Now, that's how we do it manually. Now, let's talk about vertical distance. We can connect the elephant to the female lion vertically. But how many units or steps should we make so the elephant can go to the location of the female lion? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. How about from the zebra to the male lion? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units. From the giraffe to the snake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are 10 units apart. Lastly, the monkey to the cheetah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are 7 units apart. So as you can see, both the horizontal and vertical distance can be counted manually. Let's observe the coordinates of the animals we connected using the horizontal line first. Let's look at two sample pairs, the elephant and the monkey, and the male lion and the snake. The elephant is at negative 5, 5, and the monkey is at 5, 5. The male lion is at negative 3, negative 7, and the snake is at 1, negative 7. What can we notice about these two pairs? Both pairs have the same y coordinates for each. The elephant and the monkey both have 5 for the y coordinate, and both the male lion and the snake have negative 7 for the y coordinate. And if the given 2 points have the same y coordinates but different x coordinates, then a horizontal line or line segment can be formed, just like what we saw in those pairs. In solving for horizontal distance between two given points, let's call them x sub 1 and y sub 1, meaning they are the uh, two pair of coordinates we are considering, and x sub 2, y sub 2, meaning the second pair of coordinates we are considering. The formula is x sub 2 minus x sub 1, meaning since they have the same um, y coordinates anyway, we are just going to focus on the difference of their x coordinates. And notice the vertical bars there, that's the symbol for absolute value. Meaning, regardless if you will get positive or negative, you will report it as positive because there is no such thing as a negative distance. So let's apply this. Distance equals x sub 2 minus x sub 1 for horizontal distance. And since this is our x sub 2 and this is our x sub 1, negative 3 minus 1 is equal to negative 4. And again, the absolute value will give us positive 4. Let's try other examples. Let's find the distance between 2, 3 and 8, 3. Notice that the y coordinates are the same, so this is just going to focus on the horizontal distance. X sub 2 minus x sub 1 is equal to the absolute value of 8 minus 2, which is equal to the absolute value of 6, which is 6 units. How about 5, 7, and negative 4, 7? Substituting to the formula x sub 2 minus x sub 1, we have the absolute value of negative 4 minus 5. And that will give us negative 9. And since we're talking about absolute value, that will be equal to 9 units. It will just go back to its positive state. Now, what is the coordinate of a point that has a horizontal distance of 5 units from 1, 2? So, in this problem, we were given the distance and one of the points, but we don't know the other point. So, how do we deal with such question? We will just use the same formula, which is distance is equal to the absolute value of x sub 2 minus x sub 1, except instead of the distance missing, we are missing one of the x coordinates. So we will have 5 is equal to the absolute value of x sub 2 minus 1. Now there are two possibilities here. Since this is horizontal distance, it can be that the other point is to the left of the given point or to the right of the given point. So we will have two answers because there are two possibilities. First, we will have negative 5 is equal to x sub 2 minus 1. And transposing negative 1 to the other side of the equation, it changes to positive. So it becomes negative 5 plus 1 equals x sub 2. Now negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. So that will be our x sub 2. For the other one, we have 5 is equal to x sub 2 minus 1. And we will have 5 plus 1 equals x sub 2. And that will give us 6 equals x sub 2. So why did we end up with two different answers? It's because we found two answers for x sub 2 minus x sub 1. One is the negative 5 and the other is the positive 5. Why is that so? Because remember, when we say absolute value, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, we will report it as positive. So it could be that the answer to this is actually negative. But since we remove the absolute value, we can report it as a possibility of negative 5. And the other is, of course, the positive 5. So in short, when we remove the absolute value symbol, the other side of the equation can be the negative or the positive state of that number. So since we are not going to change the y coordinate, it is going to still be 2. So we have negative 4, 2, and 6, 2 as 2 points in this particular problem. Let's have what is the coordinate of a point that has a horizontal distance of 8 units from negative 4, negative 5. X sub 1 equals negative 4, x sub 2 is unknown, and we know that their distance is 8. So writing that in the distance formula for horizontal, 8 is equal to the absolute value of x sub 2 minus negative 4. So removing the absolute value, we'll have both the negative and the positive equivalent of 8. So we have negative 8 is equal to x sub 2 plus 4. And transposing positive 4 to the other side, we will have negative 8 minus 4, which is equal to negative 12. For the other possibility, we have 8 is equal to x squared, x sub 2 plus 4. Transposing 4 to the other side, it becomes negative. So 8 minus 4 equals x sub 2, or 4 is equal to x sub 2. And since the y-coordinate is not going to change for horizontally distant points, then the answers are negative 12, negative 5, and 4, negative 5. Observe the coordinates of the animals we connected using vertical line. Let's just have two examples. The elephant is at negative 5, 5, whereas the female lion is at negative 5, 2. The monkey is at 5, negative 5, 5, and the cheetah is at 5, negative 2. So what can we notice between the pairs? They have the same x coordinates. If the given 2 points have the same x coordinates but different y coordinates, then the vertical line or segment can be formed. Just like in our two sample pairs, they have the same x coordinates, therefore they are vertically aligned. So how do we compute for this? Actually, there's no difference except the part that we are going to focus on the y coordinates instead. Since this time, if they are vertically aligned, the x coordinates are the same. So the distance is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1, or more specifically, the absolute value of y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So let's use this as our y sub 2. So we have negative 2 minus 5, and that will be equal to the absolute value of negative 7, which is 7. So they are 7 units apart. Let's have other samples. How far apart is 7, 6, and 7, negative 3? Let's use the formula. The absolute value of y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is equal to the absolute value of negative 3 minus 6, which is equal to negative 9, which is equal to 9 units. Let's have another example. 12, negative 13, and 12, 0. Substituting those y coordinates to the formula, we will have the absolute value of 0 minus negative 13, which is equal to the absolute value of 13, which is equal to 13 units. How about if we know the distance and one of the points, but we don't know the other points? Like earlier, we will have two possibilities. The other point can be above the given point or below the given point. So there will be two possibilities. So let's say that we have y sub 1 equals 2 and y sub 2 is unknown and the distance is 9. We can have this equation. And since there is an absolute value symbol, then 9 can be changed to negative 9 and 9 if we remove the absolute value symbol. So we have negative 9 equals y sub 2 minus 2. Transposing negative 2 to the other side, we have negative 9 plus 2, which is equal to negative 7. For the other one, we have positive 9 is equal to y sub 2 minus 2. Transposing negative 2 to the other side, we have 9 plus 2, which is 11. So since we are not going to change the x coordinates, then we will just pair 7 with these two y coordinates for the possible answers. Then we have 7, negative 7, and 7, 11 as possible answers. Next, what is the of a point that has a vertical distance of 11 units from -7, -4? So substituting to the formula, we have 11 equals to the absolute value of y sub 2 minus -4. -11 equals y sub 2 plus 4. Transposing 4 to the other side, we have -11 minus 4, which is equal to -15. For the other one, we have the positive 11. So transposing 4 to the other side, we have 11 minus 4, which is equal to 7. So again, we are not going to change the -7 for x coordinates. So we are going to have -7, -15, and -7, 7 as possible answers. Again, we are just replacing the y coordinates, not the x coordinates, since they are vertically aligned. So you can practice working on these other examples. You can pause at this point and just answer this. So you can also put into practice what you learned. This is also uh, a set of questions that you can practice with for vertical distance. So our main takeaways are these. Distance is the number that tells how far apart two things are from each other. The distance between 2 points is the length of the line segment that connects the two given points. Distance can never be negative. Keep that in mind. Therefore, we take the absolute value while finding the distance between two given points. Horizontal distance is the absolute value of the difference in the given x coordinates of the points. The vertical distance is the absolute value of the difference in the given y coordinates of the points. And it's given by the formula absolute value y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So for your practice quiz, you can work on these sample problems, and then we will be practicing it at school once we have resumed face-to-face classes. Here's another set of questions that you can work on. So thank you very much, class, and I'll see you once the face-to-face class is resumed. Bye for now.